Hey everyone, so last night I put up 2 polls on Twitter. I'll insert pictures here maybe, asking what I should read next and if I should do a reading vlog. Currently there's about 3 hours left on each poll, but reading vlog is 75% yes, so here we are starting the reading vlog. And the 2 books, well there's 4 books on the poll and 2 of them currently have votes and they're an even split. I'm probably going to be doing a reading vlog of both, I definitely put H on there, of both Hogfather and The Poppy War. I'm hoping to start them tonight. I don't know if I'll read them simultaneously or if I'll read one after the other, but those are my next 2 books. Let's get started reading, seeing as they're not exactly the smallest of books. Let's get them off my bookshelf. So Hogfather, which is, I think it's like 400 odd pages, about 450 pages, and The Poppy War, which was from Vanessa, and I think this is about the same. Oh, this one's 500 odd. So my reading vlog is these 2 books. Oh god, these 2 books, and nearly 1,000 pages to read. Can we do it in a weekend? It is Saturday. Can we do it before Tuesday? Because I'd like to have the full book by then. That's what I've planned. I was expecting just one book. One book would be possible to do. Let's see how easy it is. Hey everyone, it is Sunday morning for this reading vlog. So we're on Sunday the 20th of December. Well, we're on the 20th of December. My results are in for my next book to read, and unfortunately you're about as helpful as I am with choosing books. So I got joint first place with Hogfather by Terry Pratchett and also The Poppy War by R.F. Kwong. Oh, I'm so bad at pronouncing names, which is really awful. So I've decided I'm going to do 2 reading vlogs with instant reactions so that it's not like I suppose I could do a full one, but I kind of want to read Hogfather first because it's Christmas and this is sort of using Christmas things. So this vlog is all going to be about Hogfather. It's around, what I think we said yesterday, 450 pages. So we'll read this one first and give my thoughts on it. I have read it before, but it's been a while. I want to say 15 years. Maybe not quite that long, no actually. It's been over 10 years anyway since I read this book. So there'll be some things where my thoughts will be, oh my god, I forgot all about this. But I'm excited to do it, and then I'm going to do a separate reading vlog for The Poppy War. Look forward to that one when it turns up. I've got 11 days to read these 2 books and also read another 2 books that are on my TBR. And I've got 2 library books to finish. I might actually hit 50 books this year because I'll have read a crazy ton in December. I'm already on 8 finished for December. Some started before, but 8 finished. So let us see how the day's reading gets on. I'll catch you all later, guys. Bye! Hey everyone, so I have started reading Hogfather yesterday. Got to page 25, which isn't that great, but I didn't spend a lot of time reading. I was doing a lot of vlogging things and video editing, but I wanted to say that I had completely forgotten that Susan became a governess, and so she's a duchess. I think it happens even more. I can't really remember because I've not read this book in a long time. But Susan wanted to be able to prove that she could do her own job and get her own things done, so she becomes a governess and she's fighting a monster, and the socialites in the house are having a dinner party and they think that she's going to pretend that there's a monster herself, that she's taking a poker to pretend to smack it up, but there is actually a monster and they have to lie to the adults because the adults wouldn't believe it, but the 8-year-old kids in on the act, and I really love it. forgotten how much I loved Terry Pratchett's writing. I've forgotten how much I loved his way of creating characters. I am going to hopefully get to around page 100 before I have to go and get some food shopping because we've got no food in for next week. And the shops are going to be all full, so I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm going to read what I can whilst I am waiting to be able to go because I've had the house and I'm waiting to in case it arrives and I'm not here. The joys of ordering things, presents for people, but I'm going to get on with reading this and yeah, hopefully there'll be an update soon. Oh, also I'd forgotten at the bottom of these, like the little notes. I love the asterisks and the asides for everything. Like that is literally the second page, and there's already an aside to it. And oh, this book, I'd forgotten about it, but this, I'm so excited. I'd forgotten how much I love this book. Right, I'm gonna go so I can actually get some reading done. And I will update you all soon, guys. Bye! Hey everyone, so I am halfway through Hogfather now. I forgot how much I love this book, although I have mixed up, so I think I said in the video before somewhere that this is the one where Susan takes on the responsibilities of death. But the more I'm reading this one, the more I think that one is soul music, where Death tries to forget. So, and like it gives up all his jobs, and I'm sure Susan takes over to like try and pick it up. I'm sure it's that one. And if it's not, if it is this one, then I've definitely not got to the point where it is. I had forgotten how much I loved Time. It's spelled tea time, but it's not pronounced that way. There's a specific section, I'm probably not going to be able to find it, where he actually says that's not how his name is pronounced. And right at the start, I can't find it. But I forgot how much I loved it. I loved the sort of parallels with this and traditional Christmas stories. I just love Death. Death as a character is probably my favourite character. I love this introduction in Colour of Magic. I think it's Colour of Magic. It's either Colour of Magic or Light Fantastic. I've read those two like pretty much together in a row, so all I can remember is that Rincewind is doing something and witches and wizards can see death, so they're aware of when they're gonna die. He turns a corner and he sees death, or he's on a wall or something, and he like goes, oh no, and runs away, and Death just goes, well, sod you then. And ever since that moment I've been in love with Terry Pratchett's works and also Death as a character. It's currently Christmas Eve as well. Just as like a little aside, I really want to finish reading this. I might read it tomorrow. I love it so much and I feel like it needs reading for Christmas. And I really need to read Tinsel. I know I'm supposed to be reading Poppy War next, but I might read Tinsel. I read Tinsel because that's a proper Christmas story. And I don't want to leave it till next year to read it because I want to read it now. But I also don't want to not read Poppy War because I really want to read that as well. Decisions. So this is the thing, it's a reading vlog, so I'm supposed to spoil it. But Death is currently taking on the role of the Hogfather, which in the Discworld is Father Christmas. And so instead of like reindeer pulling the sleigh, it is 4 pigs. I think he's still got a sleigh. So like there's the 4 pigs, there's Death with his blue eyes, there's Albert with the pixar. I think this guy at the bottom of the knife. I think that's Tito. So he's taking on the role of the Hogfather. Susan is his granddaughter. I think I mentioned somewhere that she is his daughter and it's not, it's his granddaughter. And she's trying to figure out why, because he pretty much tips up at the children's houses that she's the governess for, and she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, delivering presents. What does it look like? And she's like, yeah, but you're not supposed to be doing that, you're Death, you're not the Hogfather. And he's like, maybe. But you can't tell her what's gone off, so she's like trying to work it out herself. pretty much the idea is the Hogfather's gone missing, Death's taken over, and because I've read it, I kind of like know part of what's going on. But he goes to a shopping mall because he's trying to get kids to believe. So the implication is that people have lost the belief in the Hogfather, so he's disappeared. So Death is trying to like reinvigorate the magic of the Hogfather and try and push that forward. And he can't tell Susan because he tells someone that kind of like goes against these rules. There's these weird like void creatures who don't have sort of like a personified, I can't remember what they are, but so far they're just like weird hooded robe things that don't have personalities. They can't refer to themselves as I or me because they're not individuals, they're a collective, and they're the ones who want to get rid of the Hogfather. And I love it. I'm so glad that I bought this copy again to read for Christmas because it's just so wonderful. But I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to get a criticism from me for Terry Pratchett books because they are some of the best books. I don't even think I'm going to be able to find the funny parts because it's funny when you're reading it rather than going through. But I love the asterisks at the bottom of the pages, so I'm going to try and find one. Aha, this one. Page 98. So there's a wizard who's also joined up with Tiatame, who is an assassin, and the sentence that precedes the asterisk on page 98, so we're on here, is, I think it's Sidney, because it's literally spelled Sidney. Sidney was not fooled. He'd seen the way the others reacted around Tiatame, and they were men who did things he'd only dream of. He'd only dreamed of. And then the asterisk is, not, that is, things that he wanted to do or what had done to him, just things that he'd dreamed of in the armpit of a bad night. And it's like the info dumping of character development that I love in that. And actually, one thing I dislike about Terry Pratchett, there's no chapters. Do you know how difficult it is to just put a book down when there's no like place to end? So I always try and do it on the end of the page has got a full stop because it makes it easier to like, you know, you can be going to the next page. But oh my god, that is a book there. I am enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow so I can get on with more books. I kind of want to try and get to 45 books read this year, but I'm currently 3 books behind, so I need to read this one and 2 others. But I'm enjoying it. I'm so glad that people picked the Hogfather as the book to read. I know it was like split between Hogfather and the Popular, but I'm so glad that Hogfather got votes because I really, 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 really wanted to reread this. And it's just such a great book, and I think it's one of those books that can like pull you out of a slump because it's just so fun and enjoyable. But I would say that about most Terry Pratchett books, and hopefully the next update will have actual more thoughts on the book because I didn't read today and I'm thinking of my thoughts from yesterday. So I will catch you all in the next episode. I will catch you all in the next bit. See you later. Everyone, just a quick update on the Hogfather. Yeah, I am set in my bedroom because Todd is playing video games and he speaks to his friends on them, and it's not great for doing reading vlog updates. I'm about 70 to 75% of the way through now, so I'm hoping to finish it today. I have spent all day playing The Sims, so I could have finished it, but I am just falling in love with the magic of the Hogfather and the way that belief is dealt with in this, and that belief is an ideal, and how things fall out of belief and how they can come back if big enough belief's gone from different places. I don't know, I just really like it. I like the sort of cyclical nature of belief that it mentions. I think it's not going to be my favourite book of the year because I've read it before and I refuse to do that, but it's definitely up there. It's going to be in my top 10. I'd forgotten how much I love Terry Pratchett's writing. I'd forgotten how much I love the way he created characters and the way that he wrote stories, and I really need to go and read all of his books again. I mean, I think this was the last one I ever read, so I've still got like maybe 20 books of his that I've never read. So I've got some to discover and some to rediscover. But it's a good book. I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying to remember what happens to the Oh God of Hangovers. I can't fully remember what happens, but there's like little bits niggling at the back of my head. Pretty much I know that Susan has to like bring the belief back in a way, but Death can't tell her to because it goes against whatever these unspoken rules are, and that will sort of like be explained in the next 25% of the book. Oh, so good. Kind of wish I'd finished it for Christmas. It's such a good book. I love the idea behind it, and the flips and the turns, and how the Hogfather wasn't originally like this benevolent, kind figure who gave presents. I think that's an interesting aspect as well. That originally it was just a winter god. It was a god of winter, and people used to give sacrifices to him, and it was sort of like he made winter safe or something. I can't remember what the full reasoning is because I've not read it, but the Hogs were like related to that, and how that then manifested and transformed itself into what is the Hogfather within the Discworld. And I think it's interesting how the Christmas holidays and traditions were tacked on top of pagan tradition and pagan holidays, and I'm pretty sure don't know which pagan religion it is, because I know that there's been, obviously they're all different, there's like hundreds of pagan religions. I don't think it's Wicca, but it might be. I think. I know I've read it somewhere, and not this book, but there's like an old man of winter. Is it a fiction book? It might be a fiction book, probably based on similar pagan traditions. But there's like an old man of winter, and like he protects people during winter, and obviously the solstice is the 21st of December. So I think it's interesting. I love the parallels. I think this is what I love about Terry Pratchett's work, that he's taken all these superstitions and all these theories and theologies and like woven them into an alternate universe in true sense. We have like the Egyptian style people, I'm sure those are the Omnians, I can't remember what their full name is. I like that sort of weaving and the like twines and the twists, and it's good. It's really good. So I would definitely recommend everyone to read all of Terry Pratchett's work, and also in particular Hogfather. But I've got another 25% to read, and hopefully I'll be able to get this wrapped up and uploaded for you all soon. So maybe Tea Time, as I keep calling him, isn't all bad. The the criminals are in a house, and they found all this they're in the Tooth Fairy's palace thing, and he's telling them off because they've not got any thoughts, and I just wanted to read it out because clearly he knows what's up. And you'll swagger and spend it on drink and women, he said as they watched the coins roll into every corner of the room. Thought of investment will never cross your scared little minds. There was a rumble from Banjo. Even Tiatami waited patiently until the huge man had assembled a sentence. The result was, "I got a piggy bank." "And what would you do with $1 million, Banjo?" said Tiatami. Another rumble. Banjo's face twisted up. "Buy a bigger piggy bank?" "Well done." The assassin stood up. And honestly, I feel like that is, I don't know, I just think it's such a strange thing for an assassin to be saying to a bunch of criminals that he's hired. And I just love the idea that he's saying that they'll always be criminals and they'll never have money because they don't invest in anything. And I think that's such an interesting thing to put in. So like, I think it's a very good parallel for the real world, because without investment, it's unlikely that the money you've got will ever grow. Savings accounts have got, I think my savings accounts are on like 0.01% interest per year, which is like nothing. So without investing money in like a stock or a company or cryptocurrencies, if you're that way inclined, you're never going to be able to grow your money properly. And I think that's an interesting interesting little tidbit. Hey everyone, so I finished The Hogfather by Sarah Pratchett. I love this book. I have given it 4.5 stars, mainly because it's not my favourite story about death in the Discworld series. Syringe is annoying me. I love the book. I do. I love Death's character in general. I love the way that he's portrayed throughout the series as because the Discworld's like the overarching series, but then each of them, so this is like technically the 4th book in the Death saga. I don't know, but the book's revolving around him anyway. So I gave it 4.5 stars. I really liked the way that this one sort of encapsulated the human psyche and the human mind. I mean, all the Discworld books do anyway. They're all about writing the real in a fantastical way. And I think the bit I mentioned about investing, again, a very apt sort of point. And then towards the end of the book as well, I marked it for myself. So the issue in this book, I don't really know how much to go into without ruining it, but then again I am like just spoiling it anyway. So there is what is called the Auditors of the World, and they're like these grey, personless beings. They're in charge of the universe, but they don't like humanity. They don't like what humanity's brought to it. They would prefer rocks to just be circling on and on. And part of the thing they don't like about humanity is the way that beliefs have been made, which is why they're trying to get rid of the Hogfather. But then they decide to encapsulate a living thing in their aims to do it because the plan that they hadn't worked. And Death is like having... it's kind of like a soliloquy or monologue. I think it's more of a monologue. So I just wanted to do another little quote that I really liked. So Death's cornered these things. They've turned themselves into dogs that could try and kill the Hogfather. By doing that, they've given themselves... I don't know if it's not humanity, but just like the thought of living and how that causes issues. So it gets under your skin, life, said Death, stepping forward. Speaking metaphorically, of course. It's a habit that's hard to give up. One puff of breath is never enough. You'll find you want to take another. A dog started to slip on the snow and scrabbled desperately to save itself from the long cold drop. And, you see, the more you struggle for every moment, the more alive you stay, which is where I come in, as a matter of fact. The leading dog managed for a moment to become a grey cowled figure before being dragged back into shape. Fear, too, is an anchor, said Death. All those senses wide open to every fragment of the world, that beating heart, that rush of blood, can you not feel it dragging you back? And I don't know, I just liked how you can't escape from it, and the sort of like being alive and living is such a sort of intoxicating feeling and so addictive that these things, these auditors had never had this option to be alive before, and now that they've twisted the rules and they've taken a calculated risk that's not worked out in their favour, they've become addicted to it in like such a short space of time. And I think that also sort of like encapsulates Death's character. So obviously Death's like an anthropomorphic creation of the human psyche, and his world is like full of full of skulls and bones, and it's all black and dreary and blah, because he's living within the expected realms of the human psyche and the way humans expect him to be, and he very much lives up to that. But because he's spent so much time around humanity, so much time around life, he becomes intrigued by it, and he wants to be able to have life for himself. So he tries to make changes, like he tries to learn the violin, and he adopts a daughter, and all these little things that just make him not quite as like a separate being as potentially could have been. But I don't know, I think there's just the last sort of 50 pages, I'm going to say, I think that the different ideas that are portrayed throughout it, I think it does a lot to explain the human psyche and the human behaviour. And I did really enjoy reading this book again. I had not read it for... Honestly, it's been at least a decade. It's probably been more like 15 years. Maybe not quite 15, but definitely more than 10 years since I last read this book. and I am glad that I bought it, and I'm glad that I've read it again. I hope that you enjoyed my little ramblings on it and my thoughts. I need to do a reading vlog now for the Poppy War, but as it's the 29th of December, I don't know if I'll get that finished in December now. I'm going to try, but I also want to finish Out of Bed. There's no reading vlog for that one, but there will be a reading vlog for the Poppy War, because I think the people who wanted a reading vlog wanted it mainly for the Poppy War rather than Hogfather, but I just decided to do 2 reading vlogs, so you've got that to look forward to. If there is any other Terry Pratchett books that you think I should read, let me know. I think this is the last one in the Discworld books that I got up to, so this is 20. I've not read any of the Tiffany Aching books, and I have read the video game ones. I've read at least the first one. Is it Johnny and the Dead or something? I can't. Only You Can Save Mankind? I think Johnny and the Dead is the second one. That's a really good book. Really recommend Only You Can Save Mankind. That is a wonderful science fiction piece of work. It's a children's book, and my mum read it to me originally when I was younger, and then I read it myself, so I would really recommend that. But yeah, if there's any other Terry Pratchett books you think I should read or like get to next, if you want to see me do any more reading vlogs of Terry Pratchett books, books that I've read and books that I've not read, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you liked this video, and if you do, don't forget to give it a like, and also don't forget to hit subscribe, where you can see more videos from me as I post every single week. I hope you're all well and you're all staying safe, and until next time, bye!